Hello everyone and welcome to our channel. This week I'm finally building with the new Werewolves kit. I know I'm a little bit behind. I was gone last week when this came out, so this is my first build and we are building a radio station and a recording studio. I really wanted to do something different with this pack and I had to sit and kind of brainstorm ideas. My husband actually really helped me out. So I told him a little bit about this pack, that a lot of the stuff seemed to be kind of grungy and run down, and I'm like, what do I make with this? And right away, the idea came to his mind of like 90s alternative music, and I think he suggested a recording studio. So with that idea, I'm like, I don't know, just a recording studio. And then all of a sudden the light turned on, and I'm like, a radio station and a recording studio. So that's what I decided to do. I really like doing different builds, and this is functional. It is a lounge, so your Sims can come and hang out here. There's a bar, and one of the requirements for a lounge is some musical instruments and a microphone. Yes. And obviously, so in the recording studio and the radio station, we have all that fun stuff. I haven't tested out things yet, but I am assuming your Sims can just come here and probably use the equipment. And if any of you need a radio station or a recording studio in your game for a story that you're playing with, then here you go. This was seriously so much fun. Once I kind of got the layout going, I was just like, all right, this is gonna be really cool. I will say, you probably noticed, I did not do a review on this because I was gone. And if any of you do want a review on this pack, there's enough of you that want a review, I can do that, but I'm sure a lot of you have already seen Build and Buy and Cass and The World, and you probably don't want another review. But I can kind of talk about some of the items. I will say, honestly, I was not excited about this pack at all, so I do not play with occults. I do not like the occults, I do not play with them. But I'm always up for new build and buy. I love new worlds. Being a builder, that is great, and it's nice to have a change of scenery. And I was just really bummed because when I heard it was going to be like rundown and industrial, kind of grungy stuff, I was just like, how am I going to use this? Am I ever going to use this? And when I got into the game, first of all, I was blown away by the world, and that was something that I was not really looking forward to. I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to like this world. The world is gorgeous. So I'm assuming it's supposed to be like the Pacific Northwest of the United States. That's kind of the feel I get being in this world. There's a lot of evergreen trees, there's a lot of water, there's a really beautiful lake. It is just so pretty. So I'm really excited of just having this new world. And then I started to pull out some of the items in Build and Buy, and then I opened the debug catalog too to see what other hidden items there were. And as I'm pulling stuff out, I was just like, okay, this is kind of cool. Something that The Sims has kind of been known for is just always having things that are perfect and there's nothing wrong with them. So I'm kind of liking this idea of having rundown, yucky, gross, grungy items because there's a lot in the real world that is like that. The real world is not perfect. And it's hard to recreate certain things in the game when we don't have that rundown, rusty, junky kind of stuff. So I went from thinking, I'm never going to use this and am I going to regret buying this pack, to thinking this pack is really awesome and completely unexpected for me. I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. And I'm thinking I might do my first ever save file because I really like this world, and when I started brainstorming, the ideas just kept flowing. There is only 5 lots, so for me being the builder, that's a plus because I can get this done then a lot quicker and have that feeling of completion, which is nice for me. I've been working on New Crust, and then that's kind of been put on pause. New Crust is huge though, and I will go back to that, but I don't know. I think a lot of other creative people will get very inspired by something and then work on that, like you put all your energy into that, and then sometimes that lasts a long time, sometimes it doesn't, and then you just need a break. So yes, I don't know. I've been back and forth like all over the place because this is just typically me. I'm sorry. I do like completing things though. I don't like leaving things unfinished, but I kind of gotta go where my imagination and that creative flow comes from. You have a problem with that? I'm sorry. Grumpy again today. When? But okay, so the inside, we're working on kind of the public area. So this has the bar, and this is where you can come and hang out. We have a foosball table in here. Some of the build and buy items. So we got these posters and kind of like wall art of like graffiti, which are actually pretty cool. I like items like that, and I kind of wish we had more. And then the other thing, these girders and support columns, I love that. I was just seriously thinking, I think this pack is worth it just for those items. They are that good. It adds that whole like factory feeling to a place. So if you, like, anyone wants to build anything industrial, anything factory like, this is just perfect. Oh, there's just the ideas and the possibilities are endless. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. I was even at first, those kind of patchy, worn out couches, I'm like, ew. These are gross. And then, you know, once I just kind of opened up to the idea of just going with it, then I don't know. Yeah, then I was just like, okay, I like this. No, it will not go with every build. It won't. But I was realizing, so when I was making my Sims for this one, I was realizing the casts, so the Create-A-Sim items, go really well with eco lifestyle. Really, really well. It's almost like, did they steal some of that stuff from that expansion pack? I don't know. I think they just made it go really good. It goes so good. So I'm using some of that stuff here right now from eco lifestyle. So it goes really well with that. And then if you have the industrial loft kit, so good. Get to Work has a lot of industrial items. It does. I know a lot of people don't like Get to Work. It was our first expansion. I really do think it added a lot of gameplay to the game, but I just keep going back to build and buy in that expansion. We had a lot of stuff that came with that. Quite a variety, and then there's a lot of industrial, so I was able to use that in here. We are now on to, this is the recording studio, so this is on the main floor. I tried to make this seem like a little nicer, just because if you're gonna have a recording studio, it is gonna be expensive. Just to have the proper equipment and have a sound booth, yeah, a decent amount of money is gonna go into this. And as I'm building this, I don't know, I think it was the world that kind of triggered this in my mind, because everything is like so run down and not great. I kind of feel like this world is a little sketchy, and it's probably filled with a lot of sketchy Sims. And I guess in my mind, I don't know about the recording studio. Like, maybe this is like the only legit business here, and I don't know why. Oh yeah, but so the radio station, it just came to me immediately. So it's like with the Werewolves, I'm like, okay, I gotta give this radio station a proper name. So I was just like, what do I name it? Like 97.9 The Wolf. I don't know how it is in Europe, but in the United States, we have like the frequencies, and then there's always like a name with the station. It's just how it is. So this is the station's name, if I remember that for later. Yeah, no, it's the Wolf. So I just totally pictured, so yeah, talking with my husband, we're kind of like, it's probably classic rock and maybe some newer rock that is probably played at the radio station. And then I'm feeling like that's probably a big draw for the recording studio, with a lot of the artists are probably rock based. So yeah, I don't know what I think yet of like the recording studio. Like, I feel like they're probably like the only legit business besides, I don't know, like if there's lumber and logging going on in this town, which it seems like from the world there is that a legit business, or is it just a cover? I don't know. This might be the only legit business. And I don't know what I think of the Sims that I made. I kind of made one that is actually an adult, and I feel like he's probably a jerk. I don't know if he's like doing anything illegal, but I just feel like he's a total jerk, because being in that field of music and getting the best of the best for recording artists, I think he's just got an ego. So, all right, we are now on the second floor, and this is the recording studio. The radio station portion. So in this room, I figured this is where the DJ or DJs are with all their equipment, and I was putting up some sound panels. I ended up changing that slightly later. I didn't like the floor to ceiling look, so I just did like 2 on each side. My husband said, you have to make sure you put in sound panels. So just so you know, the recording studio has like all the sound panels on the wall already. We got that with Get Famous. So that is already sound treated. And then this was my sound treatment for this. I did look at inspiration pictures of just everything radio stations, and it doesn't seem like all of them have a ton of like sound treatment up, which is kind of strange. And it seemed like a lot of them have windows. I don't know. Myself, like trying to record videos, I don't have any sound panels up at this point. You'd probably laugh at me, and I didn't even want to do this in the beginning. My husband hung up a huge comforter on like I think it was supposed to be for a green screen, but we're not using it for a green screen. He hung that giant comforter up on there to help absorb sound. So yeah, my room looks a little crazy right now. But hey, I mean, it helps. It's still echoey in here. It's crazy how echoey things are when you start recording things and using a proper microphone. Lynn, are you going to stay here with us? Where are you going? Nancy, are you wanting to sing for anyone? Wanna sing? We built a recording studio. No, of course not. We are working on still. So this is the upper level. So we have that main area of where the actual recording is going on. And then we have like, the control people on the outside, making sure everything is working and getting things live and on the air. And I figured we need to have like a little kitchenette up here, because this is a workplace. So, I mean, it's basic. We have like the mini fridge, the microwave, a coffee maker, because coffee maker is essential for a workplace, right? And then there ends up being a table and some lounge areas. And my only concern was like, if there are people downstairs and recording is going on upstairs, would that get too loud? We're gonna pretend that the recording room is just like completely soundproof. And hopefully these people on the outside can work despite noise. Yeah. That's just the idea. That's what we're gonna go with. Okay, so one complaint I had with Build and Buy in this pack was, okay, so we have the very like destroyed and tattered couches, which are cool. And then we have some like kind of rundown chairs, but we don't have a love seat. We never get love seats with stuff that match. I mean, and in this case, it wouldn't have to match because everything is kind of like a mismatched, kind of old and worn out and just pieced together, which would have been fine, but we didn't even get a love seat. So I had to use from the base game the like kind of industrial looking love seats. But then I just felt like those were too high end. Still, like too high end. They weren't tattered. And looking through the catalog at stuff, like I couldn't find anything run down and yucky looking to match with stuff. So that drove me crazy. And it's like, are we gonna get a love seat ever that goes with it? Can we please, The Sims, can we please have a rundown love seat to go with this stuff? Because then Industrial Loft Kit isn't run down, it's industrial, which is really cool, and I love that stuff. But then it's like, we don't have a yucky love seat. We need a yucky love seat. So we are on to the outside. I will say there's going to be a lot of landscaping with this one because I was really trying to make it look overgrown, and I added a lot of details in to make this just look old and like it's been here a long time, and to make it look like no one really cares about the landscaping. So yeah, I don't know. I struggled a little bit with this. I don't know why. I don't know. Landscaping has been getting easier for me, and then for some reason, I think with this being so overgrown and completely like chaotic, I haven't been doing this style. And then I'm like, what do I do? I was like, okay, I can just put stuff anywhere and everywhere. And I still wanted there to be like an old path, like this is a garage where maybe deliveries were made. Oh yeah, that was a shutter that came with the new pack, and I sized it up because I'm like, this would make an awesome garage door, because I don't know if we'll ever get garage doors or cars that are actually workable. Oh, and then that stuff that I was putting on the grass, I realized later is like, I don't know if it was like mossy stuff that's supposed to be on the lake, and I'm like, oh, whoops. I used it for the landscaping here, and I kind of like it because it looks like clumpy grass that, yeah, it hasn't been kept up. So, yeah, I know it's supposed to go in the water, but I feel like it works good for, yeah, patchy grass and all overgrown back here, and I kind of like the detail of the old outhouses just like thrown back there. I don't know, that area is kind of like dirty, and then I just figured they threw like all that stuff back there. And here I'm changing the ivy. So I had started off with cottage living debug ivy, and I was just like, I don't like how this looks. And we didn't get ivy with this pack or in debug, which is a little weird. So that is the vampires pack, and I think that's the only thing I used from that, but it looks so much better. So much better. And I have to say quickly, so the radio tower, I really like how that turned out. I think it looks really cool. And then I'm adding a little wolf statue up here, so we're going with the brand name that there's a wolf. And we are getting towards the end, so as much as I would love to keep talking, we're gonna wrap it up and let you enjoy the rest of this video. Thank you so much once again for joining us. Don't forget to give us a like, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and turn on notifications if you'd like to be notified when we release new videos. It's usually once a week, but you'll be notified right away when we release a new video. Yay! Alright, well, enjoy the rest of the video, and we will see you all next week, everyone. Bye!
I've got no reason to be in this state of need. I'm on a wire balancing tonight. I've got